Have you ever felt anxious about the future technologies? You ever felt afraid? You ever felt afraid of what AI might actually do? Have you ever been afraid of how governments or big institutions might actually leverage blockchain not for humanity's good but for bad? Have you ever been anxious because you're so excited? Have you ever been like full of excitement, like, oh, this is it, this is the future, I need to launch my NFT project, I need to jump in. You ever felt anxious like that? So I'm here to tell you the truth. Humanity is going to be benefited because of Web3 and AI. Already has, and will continue to be. And you can all take a collective breath in and let it out. It's going to be okay. No reason to be afraid or to be manic about these things. So did you know that in World War II, cryptography was a weapon of mass destruction? That's how powerful the mathematics are behind the Web3 industry, is that just the mathematic algorithms were considered a weapon of mass destruction. It's way beyond Satoshi. You think about all of the ways that people have stopped doing things manually on private servers at their house or in decentralized cloud services, and now they're using these decentralized servers. Now, I want to talk about the present impact of Web3 across the community and philanthropy area. What you see today with community and philanthropy, with Web3, is that for the first time ever, nonprofit organizations are able to use distributed ledgers that are trustless, permissionless, and have verification to prove that when you give them money and donations, it goes where you say you want it to go. That's never happened before. It completely changes everything about giving money. It completely changes everything about engaging with the Catholic Church or whatever your faith is. When you go to that place and you're part of that community and you're voluntarily giving donations for the first time ever, today, not tomorrow, not in a year, right now, these organizations can use Web3 technology to show you what they're doing without any doubt that it's true. How about AI? How is AI affecting community and philanthropy? How is that happening? Well, right now, all these different models are basically leveraging machine learning and these large language models to better understand how to serve their communities. So the organization, whether it's the centralized organization or maybe it's just a DAO, a distributed autonomous organization, but the organization is leveraging AI in radical ways to basically do what they already want to do faster, for less money, and to basically provide a better service to their community and as they take in those philanthropic dollars. Next, let's talk a bit about education. Now, for the first time, we can have verified certifications, diplomas. I mean, my wife reads it right there holding the phone. Hi, honey. She flew all the way to New York a few months ago to give a keynote talk on the impact of Web3 in education, talking about how NFTs are revolutionizing the university system. This is a practical thing happening today. It's not tomorrow, it's not in a decade. Right now, organizations are using this technology to prove that you went to their school, that you graduated, and then you can actually show to anybody, look, it's right there on the blockchain. Next, we're going to talk about AI. I mean, has there ever been a time where learning is this much fun? Has there ever been a time where learning is this easy? You want to know something? You used to have to go to Google. Then all of a sudden you could ask Siri and Alexa. Now you go to chatbots like OpenAI's, ChatGPT or X's Grok or Google has Gemini 1.5 and the list goes on. And if you want to learn something, you can have this conversation, written or verbal, and you can basically learn anything you want in real time that's based on data that's happening today. The ability to be educated has never been like this before. And then apprenticeship, it used to be that humanity basically told stories, and that's how we learn things. And then we gathered together, and then we started apprenticeships, mentorships. There's always been Jedis and Padawans, you understand? That's always been a thing. Mentor, mentee, that's always been a thing, apprenticeship. And then somehow, humans lost their way. They decided to over-organize everything, and we've been having classrooms kind of structured like this for the last 100 years. And so apprenticeships and the ability to leverage AI to augment the mentorship process is very fascinating, and things are happening every single day. New revolutionary ideas are unfolding. People are breaking new ground. Now, Web3 today is primarily a business and finance thing. Satoshi's white paper for Bitcoin was all about decentralized finance, right? The Ethereum protocol, the second largest of all of the blockchain distributed ledger protocols, that's all about business, smart contracts, enforcing themselves so that humans don't have to be middlemen for every single thing. And so you see the practical impact upon decentralized finance, upon smart contracts, and you see how this is going to be going into new sectors of society. Finally, we have AI. I mean, the ability to use a calculator. You know that it wasn't that long ago that when you used a calculator, you were cheating in school? Do you know how angry teachers were 15, 20 years ago that somebody would go on Google and ask a question? And guess what? Now if you use ChatGPT, you're cheating. If you use text to image, if you use text to video, if you leverage any of these tools that help you be faster, better, smarter, how could you do something like that? But this is just the reality of business and finance. AI is coming in so that a human being that is ambitious and driven and smart and capable of doing things can maybe do 10 or 100x what they could have done. Even a person that struggles in certain areas can have AI augment them so they can bring more to the table in business and in finance. Now, this is a little dangerous. A little dangerous to talk about government and politics ever. I don't want nobody demonizing or glorifying, because that's what happens, right? The current president is always saying how evil the last president was. And the new president, it's always this kind of thing of making it hyper-emotional, instead of just recognizing that we need governance. We need governors. We need mayors. We need people that are willing to be public servants. And so how does Web3 help those humans that want to be part of the industry of governance and political structure so that they can better serve humanity? It's happening across the world. These countries that have been developing nations that have not really had their ability to break out, have reached out to blockchain companies and have said, can you help us? Can you get our medical records on distributed ledgers? Can you help us get driver's licenses out and passports out? What can you do so we can govern our people better? We need more time to serve those that are in need. We don't have time to have all these middlemen in between. How can this technology provide the ability so that we, the governors, don't have to do everything manually? And that is happening right now. AI in governance and politics. How is it being used today? This is a little bit of a dangerous one. How many of you have seen videos of a politician that you hate, and it's a deep fake video? It's not really them. It's not really their voice. They didn't really say that. AI is being used practically today to impact the algorithms so that people start to think things that aren't true. So how are people using AI for good in politics? Well, if you leverage large language models, then you have the ability to have lots of data ingested, and then you can make decisions as a politician to serve the people. And so, of course, it's being used for good, but it's one area that we have to be very thoughtful of right now. How about Web3 across news and media? There's been this really interesting thing happen on X, which was called Twitter, in that Elon Musk, a billionaire, bought X. And he decided to make every single thing that had happened in the past under Jack Dorsey and his team's leadership public. And it turns out that the governments of the world were basically putting in their Secret Service agents, and they were collecting all the data, and they were demanding that the data be given to them or else. And so for the first time ever, Elon decentralized. He decentralized the news and media, and he said, guys and gals of the world, free speech is under attack, and here's what's really happening. And that was a decentralized approach. And it wasn't just throwing stones, but it was like an alarming thing where everybody steps back and says, well, maybe we shouldn't trust the three-letter media stations as the only source of truth. Maybe decentralizing news and media will give humanity a chance to have access to more information and then make a decision on their own about what they choose to believe. AI's impact upon news and media is profound because now, in real time, you can know exactly what's going on anytime you want about any topic you want. And that very thing completely transforms the big news and media outlets because now they have to recognize they can't just say anything they want and 100% of people see it and believe it, because now there are checks and balances due to machine learning, large language models that we call artificial intelligence. The final sphere of society is Web3's impact on art and entertainment. I'm gonna take this a different direction. So there's this revolution right now, right? Hamster Combat has 250 million users, 200 million daily active users playing Hamster Combat alone, with everybody hoping that maybe they'll make 1,000 pesos or 100,000 pesos when they drop a token. And it's not just Hamster Combat. There's a half dozen of these different games that have completely taken entertainment, education, escapism by storm. The largest crypto community in the world, Hamster Combat. The largest Telegram group in the world, Hamster Combat. Grew faster than OpenAI's ChatGPT. Grew faster than Midjourney. What is Hamster Combat? It's a decentralized Web3 approach to art and entertainment. What is Hamster Combat? It's leveraging artificial intelligence to build an unbelievable amount of educational information to build YouTube videos. They are the fastest growing YouTube channel in history, 33 million subscribers. They're the fastest growing X community in history, over 10 million followers. How are they pumping out all this information to YouTube, to X, to their Telegram channel, to their game? How are they creating all the hamsters that look different from each other? How are they doing all this so fast? Through artificial intelligence. When you think about the future of Web3 and AI, and you think about the practical case uses today across things like art and entertainment, which has always made humans feel alive. That's what makes us feel alive, right? When we have community dialed, and then we educate people, and then we build businesses, and we govern people. We dial in news and media. What do we have left to do? Create art, entertain ourselves, entertain other people. We're going to finish up with the future potential of Web3. Where's Web3 going, everybody? What's going to happen with distributed ledger technology? Well, likely, if you look at community, what's going to happen is that people are going to stop going to any form of faith institution in the next decade if they don't adopt Web3 technology. If the Vatican Catholic Church, or if the local Catholic parishes, or if the Christian church, or the Buddhist temple, or the Muslim mosque, if they will not adopt Web3 technologies and prove to their community and prove to their philanthropists that they're doing exactly what they say they're going to do with the money, people will leave those organizations to go find similar ones that will adopt this technology. This will completely change community. When you think about education, people are going to stop going to schools if the school doesn't decentralize the teaching. If the school doesn't decentralize the certifications, they'll just not go there anymore. They'll find different schools that can prove that they went there and learned that information. How about with business? Finance, where are things going with finance? Well, where things are going is you're probably going to have regional currencies that are based on people all benefiting from that. I imagine a currency in Davao one day. I imagine one in Manila one day, maybe each of the regions in Manila. I imagine even like dog parks having their own financial currency that they build around DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, to take care of these collective places and finding new financial models to incentivize people to do so. And these things are just starting to emerge right now. When you think about the impact of Web3 across the government, those that are in politics that really truly want to do good, they actually want to be public servants, and they can't stand the corruption that's going on. I have a good news for those people. You are going to be empowered for your dreams to come true, governor, mayor, councilman, councilwoman, because if you really have good intent toward humanity, if you really want to serve people, if you really are concerned about corruption going on, the fact is this technology is unstoppable. China, Russia, America had their chance to stop this 10 years ago. They lost their chance 9 years ago. Game over, no way it's stopping. Just in America alone, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, and RFK Jr., the 3 presidential candidates, were all at the blockchain conference last week saying, we're on your side, we're with you. They want votes, but they also are going to have to follow up and do what they said they're going to do, at least in some form or fashion. Things are changing now across governance. How about Web3 in news and media? Well, you know what? You are the journalist now. And in the future, you're going to be able to pick out the specific journalists that you want to listen to, and there'll be mechanisms with Web3 so that journalists that provide real, true journalism that you actually want, that it will be there for you and they will be benefited because of it. And finally, art and entertainment. You know, the reality is a lot of people are scared about AI. We're all going to lose our jobs. Well, if you remember the basis for Star Trek, in Star Trek, Captain Kirk, he wanted to be the captain. And then there was somebody else that wanted to be the doctor. And then there was somebody else that wanted to be the bartender. And somebody else wanted to be the janitor. Why? Because none of them ever needed to work again. Because universal super duper income was already in place and everybody's needs were met. They all had a house, they all had vehicles, they all had food. Now they had to find something meaningful to do with their life. And what do they want to do? Or if you're not going to create things, if you're not going to teach things, if you're not going to learn things, if you're not going to promote things, then why not go to space and go check out the final frontier? But it's not like the bartender's a loser and the captain's a hero. It's just that Kirk wanted to be in charge. Kirk's courageous. And the bartender likes to hang out and talk to people and make drinks. And you see, in the future, it's not about whether or not you have to do certain things to make a living. In the future, because of Web3 and because of AI, you're going to have the ability, your kids, your grandkids, your nieces and nephews, your community will have the ability to decide how they want to live. Do they want to spend time teaching or learning, creating or promoting, or being innovators and finding new things? Or maybe they're just going to go on the pleasure train. I'm pretty sure the pleasure train gets boring after a while. As I conclude, I was supposed to fly to California a few days ago. My parents, their 50th wedding anniversary is this Saturday. Isn't that amazing? My parents have been married for 50 years and they've been happy all 50 years. So we have hundreds of people coming to my parents' 50th anniversary. And so I was supposed to go home and help. But I said, Dad, Donald said he needs me. And when he said it, it kind of sounded like this in my soul. I just can't say no to Donald, Dad. And he said, I don't know who Donald is. I said, fine. Fine, Ian. You do whatever you want anyways. So I came here to be with you on the camera so that you can hear what I have to say. Because I believe in the community that we call Philippine Blockchain Week. I appreciate the partners that are part of this ecosystem. And if the invitation is there and I can be here, I will be here. So I didn't go home. I instead changed my flight and flew here with my wife so I can be here with you to share this very thing. You saw the video in the beginning. We're going to have this event called Web3 AI in Manila. It's at the Westin, the newest, coolest hotel. I love this place. And I'll have, I believe we have 1,200 people that we expect to register. We expect 860 professors, faculty, and university staff to be at our event. And at that event, I've flown out Timothy Bates, the godfather of tech. He has been ranked the top 10 CTOs in the world recently, along with the NVIDIA guy and the Facebook person. And Timothy's flying out here to teach these 16 topics to all of these professors and teachers. And we've decided to only charge the faculty of universities 88 pesos. Now, I could charge 10,000 pesos, but we decided to charge 88 pesos so that it was enough so that we thought they'd show up, but not enough to make it impactful on their bottom line. So you'll hear more about that, I imagine, through PBW over the coming weeks or whatnot. The final thing I want to say to you is what I started with. Are you feeling anxious? Because I'll tell you, I've been at a lot of conferences. Nobody's talking to us about peace, are they? They're talking to us about how great they are. They're talking to us about their important product or their important service or all the amazing things that they do or how great their partners are, and that's all cool. But I am here to bring you peace. Would you like peace? Do I seem kind of peaceful? Those that carry peace can give peace. And so I give you peace. If your heart is heavy with fear because you are worried that automation technology is not going to be good for you and those you love, may you be at peace. May you trust that humanity will be benefited by this technology as humanity has been benefited by technology for millennia. Are you anxious? Are you having a hard time sleeping? Are you so excited about this crypto thing or this tap game? Are you so excited about this NFT project or so excited about this AI thing that you literally have lost all ability to rest? I invite you to peace. Life is not that serious. It's going to be okay. We're just at the very beginning of this. May you be at peace. And that is what I leave you, and I thank you for your time.